Welcome back to PNG Trends Burner. Imagine the hardships faced by the business looted and burned to the ground on January 10, 2024. Now imagine waiting months for promised government help that still hasn't arrived. That's the harsh reality for many businesses in Port Moresby, like Brian Bell Group and City Pharmacy, CPL, right now. Months after the devastation of the Black Wednesday riots, government assistance is sluggish and unclear, threatening recovery. Prime Minister MARAPE's pledge of swift financial aid has turned into a waiting game for businesses. The lack of immediate support has some, like CPL, on the verge of layoffs. Right after the riot, the Prime Minister made the following statement.
To those who believe in amazing Port Moresby, I just want to, on behalf of all of us, the leadership team, apologize sincerely. To the members of our business community, we are putting together an assistance package that should assist you get back into business. Over 300 million kina we have in this budget to assist commerce and business and enterprise.
The former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill criticizes MARAPE's delayed response and lack of transparency, citing a loss of business confidence in the Prime Minister. O'Neill alleges that the Prime Minister James MARAPE has failed to fulfill his promise to compensate businesses affected by the Black Wednesday riots on January 10. He said, quote, "How can this government one moment talk about 1 million jobs and the next moment not honor their commitments to one of our country's biggest employers, forcing them to lay off staff? The people of PNG and the business community are sick and tired of the highest office speaking with a forked tongue, saying one thing and doing another." Unquote. Businesses themselves aren't happy either. They say the proposed relief package is unclear, focused on loans they can't afford, and doesn't offer enough real help. Ian Clough, chairman of Brian Bell, the most affected company, points out the lack of specifics beyond the 14 million kina allocated for wage relief. He emphasizes the urgency of the situation and the long-term economic consequences if businesses can't recover quickly. Alternate Prime Minister Alan Bird shares these concerns, highlighting the negative impact on business confidence, vital for PNG's economic revival. Despite these developments, businesses remain concerned.
At this time like this, I want to assure everyone that we are doing all we can to bring safety and security to our capital city and to the rest of the country. Governor Alan Bird is here with me. Both of us are on the way to attend the National Security Council meeting so that we can help the council, formulate plans that will enable our city to come to normalcy, face an unprecedented, time in our history. My brother, Governor Alan Bird, our priority is to bring safety and security to our people and find solution and resolution and recover from this mayhem.
Yeah, thank you, Governor Paco. Well, first of all, let me just say how sorry I am to the many families and the hardworking people of the city who went through a terrible time yesterday. And I want to also apologize to the businesses. I think for anyone who's built a business, we know how difficult it is that you start from scratch and you really struggle to build it up.
On March 29, Fiocco, head of PNG's Chamber of Commerce, briefed businesses on a government relief package for those hit by January's riots. He highlighted that the MARAPE government announced a 40 million kina trust to compensate employee wages, with businesses receiving 500 kina per worker every 2 weeks for 6 months. He said, "The Minister of State assisting the Prime Minister, Ian Lingstucky, is finalizing the approval process for a 40 million kina trust fund. This account will be operational within the next few days, allowing affected businesses to access funds to compensate their employees." While this helps, Fiocco argued loans offered for rebuilding and restocking are insufficient. He stressed businesses weren't at fault and called for grants instead. He mentioned discussions about an additional 500 million kina for rebuilding at a 5% interest rate, but maintained loans wouldn't solve the problem.
The government scheme is that they will pay 500 kina per fortnight for all those employees who no longer have a supermarket or a shop to go to work at. And if the businesses don't have any work for those people, in other words, they can't redeploy them somewhere else, then they'll be asked to go along to work at City Hall and the NCD will find them jobs.
Fiocco warned that if the government's assistance isn't substantial enough, businesses may take legal action seeking compensation for lost profits, legal fees, and interest, potentially exceeding 1 billion kina in government liability. He concluded by expressing hope for a solution but warned stakeholders might pursue legal options if necessary.
So if the government doesn't satisfactorily resolve these matters, then it's likely that legal action will follow from those affected businesses, and that of course will mean loss of profits will be claimed along with legal fees and interests and costs, etc., etc.
The government's response to Black Wednesday has significantly impacted its economic recovery and business confidence. Businesses are pleading for a swift and substantial relief package to rebuild and protect jobs. Whether the government heeds their call and the form the final package takes remains to be seen. But what Papua New Guineans and workers know is that PNG's businesses and jobs hangs in the balance. Will the government step up and deliver a real relief package that addresses both immediate needs and long-term recovery? The answer remains uncertain, but the potential consequences of inaction are stark. Meanwhile, concerns exist that some small and medium enterprises might exploit the situation with false claims and bribery. To ensure fair distribution and prevent potential bribery, the government departments managing these funds must operate with utmost transparency. We urge you to share your thoughts and concerns in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to PNG Trends Burner for the latest updates on this developing story and stay informed about the issues that matter most to Papua New Guinea.